are you guys?
Yeah, go on. So, the first question is, the CNBC put out a report that valued the Golden State Valkyries at $1 billion. I know you're a player who has always advocated in your career for better standards in the team side of things. So, as a player here in the first year, what are some tangible ways you're seeing that investment as a player?
Yeah, I mean, we're just really thankful to see that kind of investment being made into obviously practice facilities, the way we travel, but I think also just the fan experience is one thing that people don't talk a lot about. They're making games a lot more fun to come to, more things and we're seeing more, I think that's why we're seeing more sold out arenas, and they're just making it way less niche to be a WNBA fan. They're making it more accessible. It's much easier to buy gear now, and that's all an investment. I mean, they're making money off of it too. It's not a donation. And so I think just continuing to see that would just make the experience better for the players, fans, investors, everybody.
And this year we're seeing an inflection or an increase of international players committing to the W full time. Obviously, the new CBA plays a role in that. Can you speak to that increase of having that talent in the WNBA and what it does to the talent?
Just raises the level. It just raises the level for everybody. For the international players, maybe get some more experience if they don't, get the coaching or the facilities that we have overseas. But also, I mean, we're getting the best players in the world now, not just in the States, because I was criticized a lot for going overseas, but the money was better there. And that's why a lot of international players don't come. It's not because they can't, it's because they're just getting paid better. So why not stay home and have your summers off? But now there's more of an incentive to come to the States with this new CBA, and I think we're just seeing the level raised with more international players.
How would you define this season of your life, your career as a professional player, and how do you see your game adjusting or changing with this new group of developers?
I see my game just kind of getting to shine a little bit now, I guess. Like I've always been a player that's, had to kind of do whatever the team needs, and then here I think I just finally get to just do what my game is.
Which is
yeah.
How would you describe your game?
I think I get to handle the ball a lot more. I think I get to create a lot more. I think I get to get my shot a lot more, and on defense I get to kind of pick who I want to guard and have the matchup I want. And I also just think the style of play that we have, we play fast. I don't want to give too much away, but I can get to the rim a lot easier now, driving kick, play more in transition, and the ball moves. It's a little bit of that European style where it's not so much ISOs, it's just the ball is moving, everyone's touching the ball, and I love that kind of, that's my kind of game.
Hi, Gabby. I'm reading a story for the queer publication Them. They're doing a big...
I know them, yeah.
Yes, okay. So they're doing a huge, Pride edition and shining a spotlight on the W because it's the 30th anniversary. They've got a few questions for you here about how, over time, the W has acknowledged its queer fans and sort of how that has changed. So I'll start, from when you were first a rookie in the league to right now. How have you seen that change?
I don't think I've seen it change. I think the W has always been at the forefront of these kinds of issues, and they've always been the first to always speak up on them. I think now we just see the world that we're in changing, and so now we're fighting different battles. I think we've always been inclusive. We've always spoken up. We've never been afraid to be criticized for it or the backlash. And I hope that our games, I know that our games feel like a safe space for a lot of fans and for anybody and anybody to come.
And I guess it seems like there's so much more visibility. You see Olivia Miles speak on, I think it was an Instagram video where she's like, shout out to the lesbians or whatnot. So I guess that's...
Wilson's cake every year.
Yeah, the cake.
Yeah.
No, that's my point. In the past few years, that sort of has changed. People are more willing to just talk about these things. So I guess, is there a turning point for you where you felt like the players are just willing to talk about this in the ways that they are?
I think it's more like you said, we just have the visibility to do it now. I think we've always wanted to speak on it, but now we have more of an audience too, and we have more resources to get our word out. I would always say since I've been in the league, at least, the intention has been the same. I know before I was in the league, there was a player who mentioned how difficult it is to be straight, and I've never ever seen that in the league. I don't think that's true at all. I think my experience in any team I've been a part of, obviously I'm not straight, but I feel like it's always been very inclusive for everybody, and I just think, like you said, the visibility and the resources have changed, so now we just see that word spreading a lot more, but I think the players' intentions have always been the same.
And so what would you say are maybe some issues that remain for queer players in 2026?
I think it's trans rights now is our new battle. That's what I think I was saying, that like the battles have changed.
Oh, yes.
You know, like our intentions have been the same, but now the environment has changed. We see trans people's rights being, you know, stripped away from them. There's a lot of discourse around trans athletes and where they can compete in. I would welcome a trans athlete on my team or against my team anytime. I don't think it's a problem in the world. It's just another way to kind of attack trans people. You know, we've seen players like Lasia Clarendon who stepped into that forefront and have been brave enough and courageous enough to kind of step up. So I guess that's the next battle that we have to fight as athletes.
Great. I'd like to.
Oh, so hi, Heather.
Hello.
Just to follow up on that a little bit, the WNBA players have really been vocal and sort of like righteous in a lot of their causes, especially now that as you guys continue to grow more eyes on you. How meaningful do you think it will be for you guys to continue to sort of like have that spirit where you're consistently advocating for good causes and being fearless in a lot of ways?
I think we'll continue to be fearless forever. I think it's not something that you have to wonder about. I think this is how we've created this league. This is how we fought for the CBA. This is how we fought for visibility. So I think it's just in our nature to just keep on fighting these battles.
And a quick basketball one back on the side. This year, you mentioned you're handling the ball a little bit more. You're not just being in that sort of Swiss Army knife role in a sense. Just how exciting is it for you to sort of be in the sense of like a coach Nat and really being able to showcase your skills in the U.S. context?
You know, it's actually nice because I think most people saw my potential overseas and brought me. Nat saw my potential from watching me in the W. You know, she never really talked about what I did overseas. She's like, no, I've seen this is how you can be great in the W, and coaching me that way. And I think that's been, you know, I think my struggle a bit was always, oh, well, you can do this, but here you do this. She's like, no, I've seen you do this here, so you're going to do it again here, and we're just going to emphasize on it. And that's been huge for me.
That sounds perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Good. How are you?
Okay. So you're obviously last year you had some regular season appearances and coach of the year. How do you build off of that momentum this year going into season 2 with the whole?
Just, you know, showing up, competing. I think understanding that it only gets harder in year 2, and I think the standard remains and the goals elevate. And I think I also try to elevate. You know, I think not being satisfied with what we did last year, and honestly not even harping really much on last year. I think we were all really present in that moment and we enjoyed it, and I didn't take that lightly, but now just kind of going into a whole new year, whole new people, and just giving it everything I got.
In what ways does the continuity, like being settled with this team versus the journey you've had through your career with multiple stops, how does that help you then unlock a new part of your game, knowing that you're kind of settled?
Just a little bit of familiarity always, I think, goes a long way. You know, when you're constantly changing your environment, changing the people that you're around, it can be difficult. There's some beauty in that, but I think, you know, learning my teammates more and more, understanding what they like and them understanding what I like, it really goes a long way in chemistry on the court. And just from an environment standpoint, you know, being comfortable. I know now my place is in the Bay, my family come out, friends come out, and just kind of being a little bit more comfortable has been huge for me.
Last one from me. There was a report on the CNBC that said the Valkyries is the first WNBA team in history to reach $1 billion in valuation. In what ways, as a player with this franchise, have you seen that tangibly show up in the day-to-day?
It's incredible. I mean, the investment from the jump was huge. I think there was no hesitation or going half in, half out with it. Our ownership group, our organization, marketing, everything just went all the way with it, and we see it. We see it at every home game. We see it in our merchandise, advertisement, all of it. And so I'm really grateful from a player perspective. You know, I've been a part of organizations that maybe, you know, didn't fully invest in the players, and so you kind of see that difference, and it goes a long way in terms of just showing up, being an athlete. Your priorities are kind of basketball, being a pro, and so it really goes a long way.
Hi, Veronica. I am writing a feature for the queer publication Them, honoring the WNBA's 30th anniversary. And so what they have me writing is just examining how the players' relationship with LGBTQ fans has evolved over time. So I guess, even from when you first entered the league until now, or when you were in college and you would watch the league and sort of see those interactions, how do you think that has changed?
Yeah, I mean, the WNBA has always been a very progressive league and one that, stands for a lot of rights and a lot of minority communities, and I think that's always been what they stood for. Obviously, at Ballhalla, we have fans from all over, a very diverse fan base, and so I think it's incredible to see that everyone just feels like they have a community, a safe space to show up, come together, and support the league, and so it's been really incredible to see just the growth of it, and I think just the welcoming atmosphere that the WNBA creates.
Well, I guess just building off of that, how much do you think, accessibility of players and their personalities maybe helps build those relationships a little bit more? I mean, there are tons of jokes, like you have Asia Wilson make her pride cake every year for players on the team, and you have just other situations where players are they're fine talking about, their identity.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think the really cool thing about the league is the accessibility, and you really get to see into the lives, and I think there's way more probably fan interaction with WNBA players than a lot of professional sports, and so that's really neat in and of itself. You get to build those relationships, and you just kind of get to feel people and see, people get to be themselves, and you see that from the outside and the inside, and I think you just show up, you're more than just an athlete in this league, and it goes a long way for young kids, no matter what it is. I really do believe, like, if you can see it, you can be it, and I think that's kind of an incredible thing with this league, is just the accessibility and just putting it on display.
This year you're playing with Gabby, and we're getting to see more of her skills sort of shine through. Just what's that process been like, having another top-tier ball handler playing alongside you?
Yeah, she's been incredible. I mean, I think I have a lot of top-tier ball handlers that I played alongside here, and so, but just even her veteran leadership, I think she's someone that is super intense and super competitive, but it's very lighthearted as well, and I think she has the perfect balance of being able to be ultra competitive and want the best out of everyone, but at the same time, like, she's going to uplift you. She's not going to take a mistake too seriously, and it's honestly been refreshing to see. And then from a basketball standpoint, I mean, she's a threat on both sides of the basketball. You have to respect her. You have to respect her shot. She's a 3-level scorer, and that opens up so much for everyone on the court. But I would say more so just her personality, her character, who she is as a person really goes a long way for our team.
Thank you.
Of course,
Thank
thanks,
you.
guys.
But we're happy not to be out there.
Welcome back to New York. First season back after suffering last season. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I mean, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. I'm just blessed to be back in the rhythm, be back with my team, and just going out there, just find my rhythm and do whatever I can to help my team and get myself back to where I need to be.
Last year was your first
Yeah.
what is it going to take to get back to that version of yourself?
Yeah, just keep repping every day. Keep doing the little things every day. Let the game come to me, and I try to overthink and try to, I got to get to where, but just allow it to come. I have great teammates, great players that can contribute to that. So just every day, just kind of just doing the little things.
This team went to the semis last season. Obviously, you know what it's like to win
Yeah.
as well. What feels different about this group?
I think it's the same. I think we have the same mentality. Of course, we added great new players to it, so that's going to help it even more. But we still have our same identity, and we still have that same fight that we had last year going into. But we have to be 10 times better. We have to be more detailed with our execution, our game plan.
Can I just there was a report that came out from CNBC that said that this is the first WNBA franchise in league history to be valued at $1 billion. What are some tangible ways that you've seen that investment from the ownership group as a player in terms of the investment into the Valkyries, into the team?
Yeah, I kind of don't really, look into that and stuff like that, but it's great. I think we have a great staff coming from Ohima on that side, and our president Jess, and then our owner Joe, and the time that they put in, and just going from ticket sales to merchandise. I think we have one of the best merchandise sales in the league, I think, and just our gear. So just all the time that they put in, so that goes out to our front office.
what makes the crowd different in Brooklyn versus the
Oh.
They say that these are like the two biggest arenas to play in.
Yeah, you know what? Look, I will say they have their different, right? I love Brooklyn, but you know, Ballhalla is just something else. It's something about them that when you go into that arena, it's just electric. You know, that gives you the chills, that makes you want to play for them. But both fans are great, but you know, I love my Ballhalla fans, baby.
When you come back to New York, what are some of the things you like to do?
I like to enjoy this weather. I missed it. You know, the Bay is kind of cold. But I like to go to the Korean town. That was kind of like my spot to go down there and eat. And then just catch up with friends.
So are you going to be catching up with some members of the enemy, quote unquote, meaning folks on the Liberty?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Also, just obviously haven't gotten to speak to you since, but you know, your buddy Kennedy Burke, she signs a huge contract. I guess just when that all happened, like take us through what your emotions were and you know how happy you were for her.
Yeah, I mean that's my girl. I was really excited for her. You know, she had a great season overseas. I think won the MVP for her team for Euro Cup. I'm not sure if you say that, call that. But she did great. She deserves it, and I think you know she's going to flourish over there and blossom. And it's time for her to grow and you know get out of her shell. So I'm very proud of her.
Thank you. You're playing this year with Gabby for the first time.
Yeah.
Just what's that experience like playing with a player who does so many things as well as she does?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, playing with her is just amazing. You know, when I found out that she was signing with us, you know, I got the chills because now that adds like our defense, aside on defense. She could score, she could bring the ball. I mean, she could do everything. So it's great that, you know, we have another player like that, but she also knows the game and she's selfless. And that's like the main thing that we stand for on our team. It's not about ourselves, but it's about making the team better. And having that addition, having her, it just makes it better.
Watching from afar, it feels like Coach Nat really finds a way to unlock the most out of everyone in the game.
Yeah.
How do you feel your game has continued to blossom being with her for 2 years?
Yeah, I think, you know, she doesn't, you know, put a box around us. You know, I think she allows us to play within what our system has and gives us the ultimate confidence. And it just takes us to keep working and doing what we do. But, you know, when you have a coach like that, it makes the job 10 times easier.
The second year can always be challenging, especially after a big playoff run.
Yeah.
How have you guys been able to take the success you had last year while knowing that you still have room to get even better?
For sure, you take what you did, you learn from it, but it's a whole new year, right? So it's just getting 1% better each day, and that's what you have to kind of focus on. You can't look too far ahead, and you can't look too far back and, you know, reminisce on what you did last year, but taking the day by day and just tackling the day.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. Thank you.
Guys.
Good. How are you? Are
Good.
you enjoying New York?
Yes, so far, so
We have a
good.
couple minutes.
Okay, gotcha. So what feels different this season about this group and in terms of year two for you? How do you see your game growing?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's year 2 for all of us, and it's just another year building off of what we did last year. Last year, obviously, everyone's new, and then we're getting used to playing with each other. But this year, you can sort of see that, like, I feel like we're sort of not quite picking up exactly off where we left off last year, but, you know, building off of that. But I feel like we're excited for this year.
And for you personally, like, how are you adjusting in year two?
For me personally, just playing with more confidence and playing my role to the best of my ability.
What are some early trends that you've noticed across the league? I know it's very early, but what has stood out to you?
Early trends, I feel like it's anyone's league. Like, I feel like it's so open, teams are so balanced, like anyone can beat anyone on any given night, and there are a lot of really, really great games, I feel like. Yeah.
Hi. We started doing some drive and kick drills earlier. Just how do you feel being with Coach Nat has allowed you to sort of expand your game and blossom a lot more in W?
Yeah, she's a great coach. I feel like I've already learned so much from her, and there's so much more that I can learn from her, and I appreciate like her telling me about all the little things I should be doing. And yeah, there's so much to learn from her and our vets on our team.
And with the season being a bit longer this year with the break in between, how are you guys as a team really managing to make sure that you're taking that rest while not pushing yourself too hard, especially in the early part of the
Yeah, I feel like our medical staff does a great job of that. And they sort of handle all that, so we don't really have to think as much about it, you know? I feel like that's their job, we got ours.
when it comes to obviously there's been a lot of talk about the officiating, right? And some are saying, oh, that's leading to more points and more offense. So I guess just, do you think there's a happy medium? And if so, what do you think that could look like?
I'm sure in an ideal world, like, they get every call right and no one's really mad about anything, but obviously stuff happens, people make mistakes, and I just feel like nothing's ever going to be perfect.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Welcome to the party. What party are we welcome
Oh,
to?
this was just this bossy event I went to. It's like Bay Area Women's Sports something. But yeah, I just got it. It was like my first purple t-shirt that I got in
Very cool.
San Fran, yeah. Can't complain.
How does it feel to be back in New York? I know it's been a minute since you actually played for the Liberty. But
Yeah.
what does it feel like always coming back to this?
I always love coming back to New York. Whenever someone asks where I'm from, I always say New York. I'd be lying. Just because I had such a good time when I played here, but it's always a good time. And of course, like the little rivalry we had with New York and Vegas was a good time too. But yeah, it's always love when I come back here for sure.
What was the selling point for you to join the Valkyries this season?
To be honest, it was just talking to Coach Natalie. I didn't realize how strong our bond was when she was in Vegas, but I really missed her the couple years that she wasn't there. And then talking to her again, and she even in our meeting was like, I couldn't really talk to you like I wanted to because of, I'm an opposing coach. So just getting to be real with her again, I think that was a selling point for me. And I think it was just time. I needed a new scenery, kind of like a restart.
In Vegas, you are known for your defense. How are you unlocking other parts of your game on this team?
I'm still trying to get better at defense. I think I still have a lot to offer, but I think it's just being more involved in certain actions, just being more confident. One of the first things that the coaching staff has said is like, yeah, you're not just gonna be out here just to be out here. And so they are making an effort to kind of get me more involved, and they want to have me and our point guards kind of in the decision-making spots, which is new to me. So I think that just kind of gets me more involved.
In what ways have you seen the big evolve in the WNBA?
I feel like they're either getting bigger and taller or stronger and faster, but a lot of the time they're more playing outside the paint. A lot of bigs can shoot and just expanding their range, and I think that's one of the things that you need to keep in order to have a job in this league.
So I'm writing a feature for the publication Them, and it's a queer publication, and they're doing this huge 30th anniversary spotlight on the WNBA.
Okay.
And so the story I've been assigned to write is sort of about how the players' relationship with queer fans has evolved over time. And so, you've seen that relationship for so long. I guess how was it when you first started playing, and then what does it sort of look like now, 2026?
I think over the years, well, to be honest, I feel like since I got into the league in 2015, it's been a very inclusive league, kind of regardless of like race, gender, sexual orientation, and I think it's only gotten stronger. And I feel like we have more players that are open and just like willing to be themselves, be free, be out, which is something that's kind of not like the rest of the world, or at least the United States is like. So I think we're the starting point for that. But I think the biggest thing is just we become more inclusive, and we're making it okay to express yourself in whatever way you want to.
And there are some things, obviously, like there are jokes on the internet now that engage more fans. So if it's like Asia with her pride cake, or if it's, Sabrina Ionescu saying she's a power straight, although, now queer fans are being engaged in different ways. So I guess, what do you think is the catalyst to all of that? Because those jokes weren't being made in 2015.
Yeah,
right?
no, they weren't. Well, one, social media, I think it gives a lot of fans more access to players, whether that's good or bad. But when you have players that are secure in themselves and they want to be able to joke and they don't take things personal, I think that's a great way to get fans involved. But yeah, like Asia with the cake, I was always super funny, or like the power straight thing, I think it's hilarious. But as long as there's good intent behind it, I think players have no problem engaging with fans. It's just, sometimes if it gets too negative, that's when it gets a little too much. But social media for sure has been an impact in that. It just makes players more accessible, and like, I don't want to say easier to talk to, because like we don't have to respond to stuff. But just if we want to, we have the option to.
First, I got time for like 2 more. All right.
Hi.
You mentioned that in Golden you get a little bit of a blue role compared to Vegas. What's the process like going from a player who may have been sort of like spaced out in Vegas to being more engaged, like more chip hand, something like that?
You just gotta stay focused, lock in, and just realize, I'm a vet in this league. They brought me here on this team for a reason, so I just need to be more confident and know that the coaching staff has my back and they want to see me succeed, and my teammates want me to succeed, and it's a very, very positive environment. So even though it's a little bit new for me, I do feel like I have a really, really good support system.
Yeah, and Thursday night, you guys have big Frontcourt racing, you guys.
Yeah!
I guess, without giving away too much, what's been the sort of early ideas as to how you guys are thinking of how to defend that Frontcourt in New York?
I mean, it's the New York Liberty, former champions, obviously not last year, but the year before, but Olympians, All-Stars. It's really hard to just defend them personally, but we just, one thing that we're going to do is just go hard. And, that's the one thing that we can control, and we can't, control if they make shots, miss shots, or whatever, but we know if we go hard, we try to stick to our plan, that's going to be our best opportunity.
Thank you.
Of course. Thank you.
Hi, how are you?
Good to see you.
Nice to see you. I know.
Low today.
Okay.
Hide now. Yes, I thought check us all start.
Oh, I'll start.
Okay.
First day back after 3 days off, how did you like the energy of practice today?
Really good. Just being super intentional on game planning. Also the fact that, we travel early for a reason, so just Ohema is super mindful about their bodies and their mental state, so just really good to be here early.
Yeah. And looking back at the Chicago game and getting a few more days distance from it, what do you think was the biggest lesson the group could take from it that you can bring into Thursday night's game?
We moved on. It is now about New York, so we moved on and we intentionally planned our game plan in order to be disruptive. Obviously, we got to bring our physicality, and then just acclimating, healthy bodies. Tip is healthy right now. She feels good. So, yeah, it's all what we have to do. Yeah.
Can I jump in? Gabby mentioned that one of the selling points for her coming to the Valkyries was you talking about how you observed her game at the W versus other people saying, oh, I've watched her overseas, and kind of implementing what she's doing at the W into the system here.
Yeah.
How do you go about unlocking the best in your players, I guess? Especially a player like Gabby.
I would say first listening, right? Listen to see what she wants to work on, listening to see where her growth is and what she believes her strengths are. I think that's the first thing. Also to get to know the person herself. One, I don't believe you can really teach hard or coach hard unless you care about the person. And so that goes back to like her environment, how she grew up. So we know her learning style, her coaching style as well. You start there, and then from there, that's when you can deep dive into her abilities. But again, she's one of the best two-way players there is around the league, so there's not too much to grow. But Gabby is definitely a growth mindset where every day she's like, I want to get better, I want to get better. So that type of challenge for me as a coach is really good.
Year one, you all exceeded the expectations for an expansion team. And I know that when the ownership was talking about winning a championship in that 5-year window, do you feel like this team is on track to do that in year two? Yeah.
Well, definitely bringing people back, right? So from year one, we did see success. Obviously, we didn't win. That was the goal. It's always the goal every year to win, regardless, injuries or not. So this year, again, bringing majority of the team back. Now we can layer them, we can coach them harder. We actually have a lot more direct conversations, where last year it took a minute to get there. So just being super intentional with what our holes were and then how we fixed those holes, and then bringing them all together. We still have players that are coming back, and so we still haven't had our full team at practice yet. And so we're kind of still waiting for that, being patient, but at the same time, being intentional about New York.
Last one from me. There was a report that came out by the CNBC that valued the Valkyries as the first team in the sports history to be valued at $1 billion.
Yeah.
You've been part of world-class organizations throughout your career, but in what ways have you seen that show up tangibly working with the Valkyries?
Yeah, nothing like the Valkyries. Again, that goes credit to Jess Smith. I'm just going to always throw that out there. She is the one in charge of the business side, and her team. Her team is probably by far one of the best in the world. I would like to say, if you guys ever talk to Jess, as you know, she's hungry. She wants to be number one. She's elite. She challenges herself every day. Like right now, I guarantee you, she's coming up with the plan. She doesn't stop. And so, like I said, there's no surprise for us where we are, just because of who Jess Smith is and how she leads her team. So it's her. And so we're just trying to be like Jess. I'm really just trying to be like her. She has this knack of working extremely really hard, but then also caring for her people. So I'm just trying to be like her.
Time for one more.
Yes.
So I'm just curious, what are some early trends that you've observed around the league?
I would say everyone has their own personality in terms of their coaching style, right? So I would say like even Chris DeMarco is coaching them completely different how Sandy coached her team. Both are great, but you can just see the personality within it, behind it. So I like that. I like that everyone's kind of taking onus of like, this is how I see this team succeed, and then this is what I'm going to do. So they're really owning their team. Granted, every team is changing too. So no team, I don't think, stayed exactly the same. So giving that time to get to know your team, but also build in their strengths, I think I see that trend the most.
How would you describe your personality, just to kick off?
My personality?
Yeah, because you said each team is a different personality. What's the personality?
Win or die here. It's win or die.
And what would you say is Chris DeMarco's? Because he did tell us that you spoke to him a little bit about this transition.
Yeah, similar to Golden State a little bit. I mean, he just came from there. So you see the 5 out. You see Jonquel Jones, handling the ball similar to how Draymond handled the ball. So again, you could see it if you just watch the film from Golden State. You could see it. But again, Chris also then leads with himself. The way he leads is going to be completely different. I'm sure how Steve led. So just again, believing in yourself and putting that into your team.
Media versus coaches game went viral. I heard you guys.
107-23. Yeah. Y'all want to join next time?
No. Liberty actually put us through training camp where we did a 90-minute full court drills that the players do, and it was kind of hell for us, but they didn't scrimmage us.
I fell twice.
I was sore for 2
Okay.
days. I was definitely sore for 2 days doing the full court players drills.
It's a lot of fun. It's also really to get you guys to understand what it's like to be an athlete, Yeah.
I think it's good for people-to-people relationships too.
Yeah.
Because you get to see each other in a different light, and I think it's good for that.
Yeah. And right after I was like,
going to
hey,
be a rematch?
oh, of course, every year we're gonna do it.
You have to be the
but
top
right
out.
away, they're like dying on their knees, and I'm like, hey, you guys want to answer a question? How do you feel? And so just having that, it gives them now a little bit more. I don't know whether it's empathy or sympathy. Yeah, a little bit more relatability. Appreciation.
I think it goes both ways.
Yeah.
We pop it out.
Yeah. They only put us through 90-minute drills, and I was like, I haven't done
Oh
this
no,
since,
we
like,
went we went 4 quarters, 10 minutes.
clock,
Yeah, running clock. Yeah.
Ooh.
It's good. Yeah. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Yeah.